two DPs come out late in the second half with injuries.
That's the part that's the curse part. That's the part where it's like, by the way, within 5 minutes of each other, you lose. You already down one designated player. Everybody, the big story for this game, and let's even go into the starting lineup, because yes, we've talked about it. The Galaxy losing 1-0 to Sporting Kansas City. We've talked about sort of the stats behind that. The starting lineup was the closest thing they've had to the MLS Cup starting lineup since this season started. So for the very first time, you had John McCarthy, Miki Amane, Maya Yoshida, Amiro Garces, John Nelson, Marco Royce, Edwin Cerrillo, Diego Fagundes, Gabriel Peck, Christian Ramirez, and Joseph Paintsel.
The 11th different lineup they've used this year, by the way.
11th different lineup in 11 games, right? So changing things around. And by the way, most of that changing around has been due to injuries, right? It's been who's been available and trying to tinker and find it. But this was the story, which was the LA Galaxy finally get healthy. The only person on the injury report going into this game was Ricky Puig. That was it. And so it was finally time for the LA Galaxy to sort of... And by the way, if this is the first game of the season... somebody said this in the Discord. I actually thought it was pretty smart. They said if this was the first game of the season, you would be like, I'm encouraged by the fact that these guys have been injured. They haven't had a lot of time to play with each other, and they actually look pretty good. The problem is it's the 11th game of the season.